When Terence Stamp first appeared on the silver screen, critics and audiences alike were struck by the arrival of an unknown actor whose very first performance earned him an Academy Award nomination. Almost immediately, he was celebrated not just for his acting but also for his looks, hailed in the 1960s as the most beautiful man in the world. His features were perfectly balanced, his piercing blue eyes glowed with intensity, and his tousled blonde hair gave him a boyish charm. To complete the picture, when he smiled, he gave off a mischievous sparkle that made him irresistible. Stamp's early life remained firmly tied to his working-class East End roots, where he grew up close to his beloved mother. Even as he found fame, he frequently introduced her to his glamorous companions, who included actresses such as Christie and Brigitte Bardot, as well as supermodels like Celia Hammond and Jean Shrimpton. Later in life, his circle of confidants even stretched to royalty. He developed a friendship with Princess Diana after meeting her at a film premiere in 1987. She soon visited his stylish Piccadilly residence, where he charmed her with his health food philosophy and even cooked her a risotto marked cheekily with the initials HRH and truffle paste. Despite his extraordinary beauty and natural charisma, Stamp's career never fully lived up to its early promise. His own volatility, hesitations, and restless temperament undermined his rise. Witty observers once remarked that he was the man who threw himself off the edge of a decade. He himself admitted to inner turmoil, once saying, "I have a lot of rage inside me. My acting is an outlet. If I weren't an actor, I'd probably be a psychopath." As the 1960s came to an end, Stamp's trajectory faltered. Rather than cementing his place as an A-list star, he drifted in and out of the industry, often sabotaging opportunities. His personal life, too, was unsettled. He never had children, married only once, at 60, to a woman decades younger, and divorced just 5 years later. His final years were marked by self-imposed exile, a nomadic existence where, as he admitted, his tastes far outstripped his means. In London, he confessed, he stayed in hotels or relied on the hospitality of friends. His career had begun with extraordinary promise. Cast in 1962 by Peter Ustinov in Billy Budd as a young sailor unjustly accused of murder, Stamp's debut earned him £600, a Golden Globe for Most Promising Newcomer, and an Oscar nomination. At that time, he shared a flat on Harley Street with a group of aspiring actors, including Michael Caine. Caine, older by 5 years, took the younger actor under his wing, teaching him practical survival tricks, including, humorously, where to meet chorus line dancers willing to mingle after shows. But success strained their friendship. When Stamp rose to prominence while Caine still struggled, tensions grew. Their bond collapsed when Stamp was offered the lead in Alfie, a role he hesitated to take. After 3 hours of failed persuasion, Caine auditioned himself and won the part, launching his stardom. Caine later joked that he still had nightmares of Stamp actually accepting the role. This indecisiveness haunted Stamp's career. He turned down Camelot because he doubted his singing ability, a decision he regretted for life after watching Richard Harris's performance. He also nearly rejected The Collector, dismissing the character as an unappealing bank clerk. Eventually he took the part, and the film became a classic. He found success in Far From the Madding Crowd alongside Christie, their romance immortalized in the Kinks' song Waterloo Sunset. Yet his long-term relationship with model Jean Shrimpton ended painfully. Shrimpton, the most photographed woman of her era, grew tired of his aloofness and indifference. Though captivated at first by his beauty, she later admitted she never truly loved him, only his looks. Her departure devastated Stamp, coinciding with a career decline and his failure to secure the role of James Bond, which instead went to George Lazenby. Instead of moving to Hollywood, Stamp rejected commercial opportunities, saying he would have been trapped in Doris Day films. Instead, he fell into the drug culture of the era, dabbling in LSD and cocaine, and even faced minor arrests for marijuana possession and reckless driving. Heartbroken after Shrimpton, he left England with a round-the-world ticket, drifting from country to country. In a moment that seemed scripted for cinema, on the day he departed London he heard live music from a rooftop. It was the Beatles, performing their legendary impromptu concert. His travels led him to India, where he immersed himself in Eastern spirituality. He studied Tai Chi, experimented with mystical practices, and eventually followed Guru Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh in Pune. There, dressed in white robes, he explored meditation, tantra, and the countercultural lifestyle. After a year, a telegram from his agent summoned him back with two offers, one to play a mystic in a film about Gurdjieff, and another to join the cast of Superman. Stamp accepted both, and in Superman he achieved global recognition as the villain General Zod, a role that, decades later, he still greeted fans with by shouting, "Kneel before Zod." His return to film was accompanied by personal reinvention. He gave up drugs and alcohol, adopted vegetarianism, and promoted healthy living through recipe books. Much of this was also tied to unresolved emotions about his father, a tugboat pilot who had once dismissed his dreams of acting. Stamp carried that weight all his life, though he did later buy his parents a home in Kent before his father's death. Through the later stages of his career, Stamp accepted roles of varying quality, sometimes shining, as in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where he appeared in drag, and sometimes appearing in projects he admitted were mediocre. He often joked about his appearance in drag, saying he had hoped to look like Candice Bergen but instead resembled an old boot. Yet behind the humor, there remained a lingering sadness. Stamp embodied the restless spirit of the 1960s, but unlike contemporaries who secured enduring fame, his career was marked by hesitation, missed chances, and self-sabotage. In his later reflections, he admitted that the grand optimism of the 1960s had faded. "Nothing changed," he once said ruefully. "We just got older." Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.